We recently talked about the mistakes that we want to avoid in Rise of Kingdoms, and today we are going to talk about the mistakes that you absolutely want to avoid in KVK that will result in getting zeroed. Getting zeroed absolutely feels so bad that you probably want to quit if that happens to you, and that is why we want to avoid that to happen to our account. And the first one that we want to avoid is not meeting the requirements. In most kingdom, there will be a DKP requirements that you have to complete for you to get the rewards in KVK or to not get banished from the kingdom, or worst, get zeroed. DKP or deaths and kill points are measured by the amount of dead units and kill points that you get in a KVK. And this is how most kingdoms measure your worth as an individual. Some kingdoms have a high DKP requirements and some have a low one. Usually, kingdoms in high seeds like A and B have high requirements and very strict when it comes to it. So if you want to be in a competitive kingdom, you have to meet the requirements that the kingdom requires, and not meeting it will result in a zero or get banished from the kingdom. Number 2 is not having resources and speed ups. KVK will require a huge amount of resources and speed-ups to heal our troops and to actually meet your DKP requirements. Now, this may be a bit obvious, but people actually don't have resources or speed-ups when it comes to KVK. Last time in my KVK 2, I spent a total of 1 billion resources even with me not going all in at all. And I know 1 billion of resources is actually on the low side of this, especially I'm just a tier 4 player. Resources required will be much higher when you have your tier 5 units, and that is why farm accounts is actually needed, and you need to prepare a huge amount of resources for a KVK. Now for speed ups, it's the same and we will also need a lot of it, and that is why farming in off season is really important, and that is why not having resources and speed ups is a big mistake for KVK. At number 3 is people are too afraid to lose their troops. Killing your troops is also one of the things that you need to meet your DKP requirements, and sometimes it's better than having a lot of kill points. It is 100% required and there is a minimum amount of troops that you need to kill depending on your power. Rally and garrison is where you want to kill your troops, and you really should kill the troops that you don't need. For example, if you are an infantry main in KVK 1 and KVK 2, archer and cavalry is definitely not needed, as you won't have a march to utilize them, and joining rallies and garrisons will make it useful even if it means dying. Now you may notice that the first 3 are actually connected, because to meet your DKP requirements, you need a lot of resources and speed ups, and you need to kill your troops. So if you avoid those mistakes, you will be in a good spot to get KVK rewards, and to not get kicked out of the kingdom. Now moving on to number 4 is sleeping in a war zone. Now we talked about this before in my KVK 1 checklist guide, but I really want to make an emphasis on this one since the end result for this is really bad, and it is resulting to getting zeroed. You should never be sleeping or go AFK in a war zone even if you think that your position with the alliance is okay, but a single flag can really ruin everything, and even a shield can sometimes betray you. Just a minute after your shield expires, people can start to zero you and it will feel bad. That is why I always recommend to teleport to a safe zone. And another thing is so that you won't take up space for active people to teleport in. So do not leave your city in a war zone and always teleport to a safe zone if you are going to sleep or going to be AFK. Number 5 is not following markers or instructions. In KVK, there will be a lot of markers that you can see in the map, like a ball marker or a marker for you to gather, retreat, or push. And it is very important that you follow these markers that your leadership is putting, as it will be the key to winning or losing. Not following and chasing easy kill points will result to getting kicked and getting a bad reputation that can lead to banishment from the alliance or even from the kingdom. Now, some kingdoms are really strict about this, and you definitely don't want to get into their bad side. So definitely follow markers and instructions to not get kicked out and banned from the alliance. And last but not the least on the mistakes that you want to avoid in KVK is not maximizing the rewards that you can get. In KVK, there's a lot of rewards that we can get for free, and that includes speed ups, jumps, gold heads, and other useful stuffs. Now on KVK 1, if you reach 120,000 honor points, you can get 10 gold heads very easily. And that is a lot of gold heads for us free-to-plays and low spenders. And you actually have no idea how many people did not get into that honor points in my KVK 1 and even in KVK 2. They are missing out on those free gold heads. And yes, it is absolutely free. You can do that just by spending your daily action points and by doing ruins and altars. Now, you don't have to attend every single one of those, but that is mainly where you get most of your honor points, especially if you are lazy at chaining. Now that we talk about ruins and altars, it is actually where you get free speed ups and gems for free, and you don't even have to spend action points for it. Now you can see the loot that I got from killing these stalkers. Sometimes there is gems, but mainly that is free speed ups. And yeah, you are missing a lot if you will not do altar and ruin stalkers. It might be a small amount of speed ups, but it is free and it will accumulate over time. Also, the boss drops other stuffs like Book of Covenant for us to upgrade our castle. It drops up to 500 gems and 50 hours of speed ups sometimes, and that is why it is important to maximize what we can get in KVK. So that will be all for the things that you want to avoid in KVK, and some things that you should do. Now, if you haven't already, we have a KVK 1 checklist guide that have the things that you must do to prepare for your KVK 1. We also have a Discord server and the link is in the description and comment down below. We also have an in-game chat that we mainly use for chatting and exchanging ideas, and mostly for events like Ceroli Crisis and Realm of the Mystique. If you want to join, just message me and add me in the game. Thank you for watching and see you for the next one.